Hi guys, this is Quackcast number 794. I'm Ozone Ocean, and with me are Tant Serene and Baines. Hello.
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 Hello, and this is... And now we're talking about the Quackcast stuff. So first up we have the featured comic, and I featured a comic called Naturizers, and I'll be telling you about that now. Hello, I'm Ozone Ocean, and my feature for the week was Naturizers. Naturizers starts off with the origin story of one of the mighty superheroes of that name. Yumi is the eldest daughter of a nasty, controlling, all-powerful CEO mother of a truly evil corporation. Tasked with giving an important speech for her mother's company, she lets nerves get the best of her, becomes distracted, and takes a wrong turn, leading to utter disaster, the fight of her life, and the birth of a new superhero. This is an action superhero comedy. It's violent, fun, frenetic, and non-stop. The art is full color and manga influenced. It's a cool comic. So far we've got one Naturizer superhero, the birth of one, and actually there's a couple more. So this is quite a long comic, and I think there's like 3 or something Naturizer heroes. I don't know. Anyway, there could be even more. It's these superheroes who have an alien device that gives them the powers, and then they just become these amazing superpowered people and sort of win the day. It's really interesting. It's a very cool comic, so read it. This is a comic by Sapphire Crescent, and it's rated T for teen. That was Naturizer. Okay, that's a great little comic. Have a read of it. It's still developing. There's a lot of pages so far, and it moves along really fast. Okay, so the featured music I've chosen for this week, because another best of, because Gummels is doing any new ones for a while, but because we're sort of I don't know. I've decided to choose another one of my faves, and this one is Hold On, which is a sexy sci-fi Blade Runner meets Roxy music, and this was a comic by Abbott Nihil. So I don't know if it's still on the site, but yeah, it's a good comic. All right, so enjoy Hold On. That was Hold On, which is a whole lot of greatness. Yeah, it's one of my fave kind of themes. I love it. Okay, so now we're chatting about would you like to live in the world of your webcomic, which was a forum topic by Takoyama. And yeah, they came up with this topic, and some people commented. So it's pretty interesting. And I think first up we'll do our traditional thing where we read out the forum posts by these people.
All right.
What do you reckon? So I don't know. I'll do Takoyama, and then you guys can go after. So Takoyama says, "Well, I've been a comic fan and a comic strip fan for many years. Although I love comics from DC, Marvel, I would not want to live in those universes. Would you want to live in your webcomic world?" So that's what Takoyama asks. What about you, Baines? Would you want to live in your webcomic world? I don't know. Let's read out the next one, which is Marco Rossi. And I don't know, Baines, do you want to do him?
Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Marco Rossi. It depends. Would I be a rich, overclass guy? Then yes. My comic is set in a not too distant future where I expect society to still be quite similar to ours. So on the whole, like our world, or slightly better, so it would be okay. So on the whole, like our world, or slightly better, so it would be okay. OTOH, what does that mean? I'm old.
On the other hand.
Oh, on the other hand, the specific place where my protagonists are, a ship where you spend months with just the same other 7 persons, and later a somewhat claustrophobic, closed space station, wouldn't be very good. But then, if the place was good and everybody was happy, there would be no plot.
Yeah, true. Sort of.
I get to read the Lothar.
What kind of character voice are you going to do for this Lothar?
Yeah, Jesus, sounds. Oh my god.
Yeah, need to prepare.
I don't know. I mean, considering
you lucked out here.
Slightly sensual, I suppose.
Yeah, do the Kim Luster voice.
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh my god, there we are.
And that's the whole post. Right there.
Lothar would love to live in the world of his comic, which is oh my lord, his Grind. Yes, Grind. Oh my god. That is his world, yes, which is, it's very sexy. So there you go. The sexy world of Grind. We must do a whole comic centered around Lothar's Grind one day. The sexiest comic on the entire site. Wow. Okay, so next up we have Dragon Song 12.
I'll do that too because I feel like I cheated.
Yeah.
So. I again reiterate that I cannot do accents and voices, so you get this accent. Sorry.
Just do the sexy voice. That's okay.
No. I'm not gonna do the sexy voice for Dragon Song. So, okay. So she says, "Gus, no. I design my stories to make my characters miserable. Living there would not be a good time."
Yeah, those are pretty dark worlds.
A little laugh at the end.
Yeah. They're dark worlds in Dragon Song. So, I understand that. You want to...
Makes for good writing, you know.
You want to read about that.
An unhappy world can be great storytelling.
It unfortunately, yes. Or great comedy. Like, goes for both.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And Dragon Song has easily 3 of those. I'm a fan of Devil's Blood, and I highly recommend this webcomic. But the other ones, Twisted Mirrors and I forget the other one, the third one.
Conscripted, which is a good one.
Yeah, and complete, I think.
Firefly Cross. I'm reading them now. Devil's Blood.
Yes.
I featured a couple of them.
Mm-hmm. gorgeous artwork that she never appreciates of her own.
Oh yeah, lovely work, lovely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great.
So now, Jay Scarborough. So in the Australian way of pronouncing it, we say Scarborough, but I think in American vernacular it's Scarborough. I think Scarborough.
I think so.
Because the Americans are very phonetic. Okay, so he says, "Well, I suppose if only because there would be a neighborhood wizard like Siegfried and Leroy to call upon whenever I needed bailing out of a tight jam in a quick, easy, convenient, and contrived manner. The only problem is he can be quite pricey when it comes to offering his services. Hey, even wizards are not above making a buck in our capitalist society." Oh, okay. I like that. So yeah, it's he has a wizard who can help out whenever there's any issues. So that's pretty groovy. That's like a fantasy undo button. That gives
very
you
nice.
Yeah, very nice. Gives you a convenient kind of world. And it gave me a chance to do a very silly voice that I've never done before. So yeah, I like it. So next up we have AV1 Online. Oh no!
AV1 Online.
Before we do that, we have to talk about Vampire Girl. Now, like Harkavast, it's always capitalized, so it's Vampire Girl. So that's a good comment.
Vampire Girl.
Yes. So sorry, Baines. AV1 Online.
No problem. AV1 Online says, "Yes, absolutely. It's a retro world stuck in the 90s. Also having references to stuff from earlier decades, like the 80s.
Ooh. Oh, I like
There
that.
you go.
David Attenborough. Okay. That's what that sounded like to me.
I think so. Yes, that sounds right."
And AV1 Online is, of course, talking about the comic Avil 2. So there you go. Avil, or it could be Avila, depending on your pronunciation. But Avil 2. That's pretty groovy.
Beautiful.
Yes. Okay, so next up, Tangerine. Can you do it?
I must. The show must go on. So
Try to sound dumb as possible.
I can't. I'm sorry. And also, it's not written by a dumb person. So double sorry. Not sorry.
I know that would be the irony. He's such a genius.
I cannot do comedy, Baines. You know that.
No, it's okay. Do it however you want. But this is by Baines.
This was written by Baines the Magnificent.
Yes.
And he says, "Haha, I came into this thread to say the same about my typical strange comic world, a retro 90s world with a few modern conveniences here and there. A simpler time in many ways, a better time in most ways."
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well said. What a guy.
What a quote. Oh my god. A simpler time in many ways, a better time in most ways. He's the Garrison Keillor of
This needs to be like put in an italic font over some kind of landscape.
It needs to be
Absolutely.
printed on a poster and on a bit of like novelty artwork and stuck on someone's wall. Like live, laugh, love.
Oh. That was etched on my living room wall when I bought my place. Not etched.
Really?
There were like some kind of weird stickers, like live life, live, laugh, love, whatever. It's all scraped off and everything. It was there.
Oh, you should have
get out of here
replaced
with
it.
that.
You should have replaced it with a simple time in many ways, a better time in most No. We
I
joke,
will now.
but that's pretty cool. That's cool. I like it. I love it. Well, next up, Bravo. Oh my god, it's Bravo 1102.
Good old Bravo.
Yeah.
It is the same universe, just a different part of the galaxy. And the stories that happen on Earth are all hidden behind the veil of secrecy of Area 51, or Dolce Base, or movie studios depicting them. LOL. Edit. Love to get a job at one of those movie studios, but the universe is not kind.
Oh, that's a shame. Because, yeah, he's a perfect guy. Perfect guy.
I don't do voices anymore, but I resurrected that one in honor of Bravo.
That was excellent. That was
from years
fantastic.
ago.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so of course Bravo's talking about yeah, it's the same universe. So he's talking about does he mean the same universe as our universe, or does all the webcomics have the same universe?
I think our universe. Like it's somehow all of it is hidden or something. I don't know if
it's like in space or it's movies about space things. I do think his comics share a universe. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Well, some of them happen in the past and some of them in the future. So of course we've got to have to read out some of these. There's a whole lot of them. Okay, robofeminoids. How do you say it, Baines?
Robofemoids, I think.
Robofemoids. Okay, and then there's Sword of Kings, Interstellar Blood Beasts, Interstellar Battlegirls, Bell's Best, the films of Belinda Brandon. Battle of the Robofemoids, Attack of the Robofemoids, and Atrocities. And of course, these ones have a bit of a 1960s sort of D movie kind of feel, and I think that's what he was going for with a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, boobs out sort of thing, blood, aliens and stuff like that. And that's not a criticism. That's like he's doing that for fun. That's
it's not a bug. It's a feature.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you said boobs out, I pictured that being the actual title of a movie. That's why I laughed. It's like, well, okay, let's tell them what they're getting. Yeah.
From the creators of Bottomless Waitress, boobs out at the beach.
I just watched one of those 80s movies. It was on one of the streaming services. And it was called like Bad Girls from Mars, I think it was called, or something like that.
Oh, really?
Hey, it was late. I was bored. Movie was freaking terrible.
Were they from Mars?
No, there were no aliens in the movie. That's what was so funny.
Damn it. I've tried to watch those weird 80s sex comedies. The 80s ones is where it's at, you know. The 1970s ones don't really get up to the right kind of level. But it's hard to watch them now as a...
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah.
They're horrendous, yeah.
They are so freaking shocking. Oh, my God. It's just, I don't know how... Like, the only reason you watch them is as a horny teen or whatever, you have this promise of nudity. And that's the only thing that drives you to continue watching these things.
Yeah, it worked. And I mean, they were packaged that way to sell them, right?
Yeah.
Obviously. It's like, you often didn't have all that much stuff going on in the actual movies. But they're like, oh, we got to sell this. Let's call it Horny Cat Girls, even though that's got nothing to do with the movie.
And as an adult, you watch it and you think, well, actually, I don't really care about nudity that much. I need some characters and stories. There's none of that. This isn't right.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, as an adult, you watch and you think, okay, well, if nudity is the main seller, why isn't it just everyone nude all the time? Just because the tease factor is so interesting to me. It's just
I don't know. I think they're trying to make actual movies, and then they're being packaged and marketed because they want to make money. They want to sell it, and they want to bring people in to watch it or whatever. So
yeah.
I could be wrong about this, but I think a lot of times the impulse is not to make a movie like a sex movie or whatever. Sometimes it is, of course, but
Sometimes, yeah. Have you ever
yeah.
seen the Vice Girls series? Oh my god.
No, but I
I
remember the videotape covers. Yeah, Vice Girls.
Yeah, I
I'm thinking of the
like
right one.
Vice Academy. Oh my god, I loved those when I was a certain age,
Right.
and
Yeah.
not because I was that certain age to watch sex comedies. It was because I was slightly past that. I loved them because they were just so dumb and weird and alternative in a sort of kind of like weird way, and I loved them because of that. That they were just silly. But yeah,
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
was never, I mean, I was interested because I was a boy, young boy, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think, a little more childish than that. Even into my teen years, I wasn't super interested in that kind of stuff for the most part. But I remember the video covers, and I probably would have been too embarrassed to rent them anyway at the time. Um,
I used to wait till it came on TV at like 1 o'clock
yes,
in the morning.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh dear. Well, and
I did see a really funny one actually. It was about, I think it was called Invisible. I'll try to find the title. It was Invisible Maniac or something like that. Also, it was on a streamer. I'd never heard of this movie. It was from the early 80s too, I think.
okay.
And very low budget, but it was actually really funny.
Oh, okay. So they can be good. I mean, like there were higher quality versions like Porky's, Meatballs. I mean, I know like we took people often reference those as being like, oh, these are crappy, but no, those were high end versions of this trend. Those were like the best of the best. Like good production values, good acting, sets, costumes, everything. Like something like Vice
And I
Girls or
think
Vice
telling a
Academy.
real story, like Porky's was telling a real period piece. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Porky's is part of that whole like Happy Days retro kind of you know fads that were going on in the 80s. Like people doing the callbacks to 1950s. So yeah,
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, this is The Invisible Maniac. It's actually from 1990, so we were getting more satirical
Oh yeah.
at that point. But it was quite funny, actually, I thought.
Oh, they were still doing them into the 90s. Yeah, into the early 90s, they were still doing them. Another thing was the famous. Okay, so we had summer camps. That was a famous. I'm like the general kind of the genre. So we'd have summer camp ones. We'd have snow ski school kind of comedies for some reason.
Right.
There was a few of those, and there were a lake. Oh, I don't know. I suppose that fits in the summer camp ones. So there were there were a whole bunch of them. Porky's wasn't the only one. There were a whole bunch of other ones where, oh my god, our little tiny poor summer camp's going to get bought out by these rich people or by these people having a golf course or something like that. We have to battle against the evil golf course people or the evil, wealthy summer camp people, and yeah, that's what the whole story was about. And the
There
ski
were
school
so
ones were
many
the same.
movies with that storyline.
Yeah.
So many. It's true.
They just did them over and over and over. And there are a few others, like, yeah. Well, anyway, we've got to go on with what we're talking about, like living in the world of you. I mean, would I want to live in the world of a sex comedy? No, I wouldn't. They were terrible worlds.
Yeah, they don't seem good.
Yeah, sad and awkward and perverted and dumb.
Yeah, the people are really, yeah, they're really dumb and mean, and yeah, it doesn't seem good. It doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, like vicious bullies in those worlds too.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Did you guys ever see Toxic Avenger? Speaking of low budget 80s.
Yeah, Tance, you're on mute. Yeah. I met Toxic Avenger for real. a Toxic Avenger. Because
like the original actor or one of them?
Nah. It was when I went to Comic-Con for the first time in the United States in San Diego. Oh my God, Lloyd Kaufman, he was there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right.
And he had a Toxic Avenger with him, who was like a big muscle guy with a toxic mask, and
cool.
Probably was not. I didn't ask whether he was like the guy, but I don't think he was. And yeah, I had a big long chat to them. I was fanboying all over the place because, oh my God, Lloyd Kaufman, he was...
Yeah, he directed, he was a big like low budget director.
Producer as well.
Mm-hmm. Or producer, yeah, or both of these movies, yeah.
He created the whole frickin' Troma films. He is the guy.
That's right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toxic Avenger, that was crazy.
I've only seen the first one, and I remember watching it on VHS with my brother, and oh my God, just laughing so hard at the just sort of run-of-the-mill bullies, but they're like homicidal.
Yeah.
They're just completely insane. And like the early part of the movie, there was a kid walking home from school, and they just run him over for fun. It's like so over the top evil. It's just like ridiculous.
Ha 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 ha.
Like,
yeah. We killed a guy. Dog.
Yeah.
Does he kill?
No vendetta. Just like, oh, there's somebody walking.
Yeah, exactly. All the Troma films are like that. They're just totally amoral, very hyper violent, but in a very silly, funny way.
Yeah, yeah. Funny only because it's in a movie, but yeah, they'd be horrible worlds to live in, obviously.
The worst. You'd want to like barricade yourself up in like a fortress and not interact with anybody in that world.
Yeah.
I hate them.
I would, living in Star Wars, like any of those time periods, doesn't seem good at all. Seems pretty miserable.
Look, Star Wars, actually, okay, so Star Wars is, as we see it in these films, seems to be a bit like, okay, so there's a war going on between the rebels and the Empire, blah, blah, blah. What are the real people doing? Well, we don't get much of a view of, like, the real kind of, like, civilians in the first trilogy, do we? Except for, like, what Luke's parents, like, uncle and auntie who get killed, but they were living a pretty okay life before that happened.
No way. Living in a miserable desert planet, 2 suns,
farming,
trying to suck a little bit of moisture out of the ground. Horrible.
But there's the Ewok films as well, which were they were still like proper canon Star Wars back in the day. Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor, I think. But I think it's in Caravan of Courage. You actually have a family from the Empire. This is like a normal family traveling in a one of those spaceships, like with the 3 like wings, and they're going on like a holiday together. And that was like, when I saw that as a kid, that was a revelation to me, saying, "Oh my God! So it's not all about like the rebels and the Empire fighting. There are actually people who live in this world." And like families and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
True.
But of course they get like lost on this planet and then they're like, captured by Ewoks and all this kind of bullshit. But until that, it was pretty cool. So Star Wars could be a good universe to live in if you're outside of the wars, If you're outside of the battles and everything.
Those Ewoks eat human beings, though. You want to be careful.
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately.
They're cannibals.
Well, unless they eat other Ewoks, they can't be cannibals. Yeah.
Right, carnivores, I should have said.
Let's let mutated humans in bear suits, maybe.
But what about Star Trek?
Oh, without a doubt, straight away. As long as there's no Qs involved in the part of the Star Trek I'm involved, then yeah.
Yeah,
no evil admirals.
Definitely.
Exactly, and I mean, you don't necessarily need to be Starfleet if you don't like to put yourself in harm's way basically. Like yeah, I was thinking like which huge IP would I feel like I had the better chances to have a good life, and I think Star Trek is the one. So
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that'd be utopia. Like
Yeah.
if you're on Earth, especially,
yeah,
then
yeah. You're
well,
like you're safe and secure, but they also like care about civil liberties and people pursuing the lives they want and all that kind of stuff.
hmm
Phenomenal.
yeah,
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 that's
that would be great.
pretty cool. I mean, bad stuff does happen in Star Trek, but
Yeah,
yeah, but
it's bad stuff happens everywhere.
exactly, and you do need. I mean, you cannot just have good times. It's just the context of okay, when a problem occurs, how does this society approach problem solving? And what looks like it is they are doing is that they want to solve the problem for everyone, and that's the
Yeah,
good thing.
exactly.
yeah,
They care about everyone. No one is just
Mm.
like a cog in a machine in a Star Trek world. And it's like, oh, they're just plebs. It's only us important people who mean anything. And that's appealing to me, that it's a world that cares about the people within it. So yeah, I like that. Star
yeah,
Trek is a good
yeah. That's
world to
why
live in.
it is. I see this question as not like, do you want to be Luke Skywalker or Captain Picard or one of your own main characters? Personally, like I
Mm.
saw it as like, would you want to be a random in this world? you know?
Exactly. That's how
Yeah,
we're all approaching it, I think. Yeah.
yeah,
Because if you're a main character, of course, whatever. But
yeah,
you got plot armor, you're fine.
yeah,
Even so, you do get exposed to hardship because even with plot armor, you don't have necessarily a fun time.
Yeah.
That said,
and it,
though, that said, you have the better chances to feel that you are part of a team and you have support if you are a main character in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You'll
It's
also face a lot more danger and a lot more difficulty, which is, I mean, that's storytelling, of course. But,
Alright, well, take it back to comics briefly. If I was going to live in the world of my own comic, say Pinky TA, yeah, I could do that like in a heartbeat, as long as I was away from any of the wars that are happening in my comic from time to time. So Pinky TA is based on an alternative version of the real world. So it's got the real world politics, real world cultures, and all that kind of stuff. But in my mutated form in my comic, and my nice design sensibilities. So I'm sure, like, if I lived in my world, everything would look cool because the God Ozone Ocean had given people a sensibility for great aesthetics. So that would be pretty cool. Nice colors and everything like that. So yeah, my world would be pretty. It's not like the Star Trek world. It's just going to be like the real world. So you're still going to have like all the problems and poverty and diseases and inequities and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like our world, so you'd be able to cope. It wouldn't be so bad, so I wouldn't mind. Although it's set in the 1920s originally and then sort of moves up to the 40s, so do you really want to go back into the 40s or the 20s? For some of that, yeah. I mean, look, as an adult in like lived through the late 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2020s. I could live in a world without electronics and without computers and stuff like that. I could.
yeah,
I think I could live in a simpler world. Yeah, I could do it. So
it would be
yeah,
an adjustment. It would definitely be an adjustment, but yeah, it would probably be really nice in a way.
yeah. Like now, like if I'd have thought about this like 10 years or maybe even 20 years in the past, I was like, no way, I love all my conveniences and TV and all this kind of stuff. But now I'm thinking, well, if I was just in a world with mainly books and stuff, and going to the cinema again, and no social media, no mobile phones, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. So yeah, there you go. So
I mean, it's funny. Like, we wouldn't be able to do webcomics and share them. We wouldn't be doing this right now, obviously.
Although you probably would in person. So
maybe
I'd have you guys there as well with me. So if you're stuck,
I'd love to visit there and see it.
We'd have a radio show. That's how we'd transition that. Yeah, every Saturday night we'd come on the radio. Perfect. We'd be radio stars.
I miss YouTube. I gotta go back. I'm sorry.
Oh dear. And then there's the Water Bottom's Waitress, where it's like the only diner in town, it seems. I don't know, maybe there are other diners in town. We don't know, we've never seen them. It's a fun little town. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Water Bottom's Waitress being in that world and going to that little diner and meeting my friends, and yeah, it seems like a good fun town that nothing too bad ever happens yet. And yeah, people have boyfriend troubles and all this kind of stuff. But it's, I don't know. That seems to be the worst thing that's happened so far, apart from the alternate world Halloween episode where 3 people end up with their heads on a spike. That was not good.
Beheaded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like it, and I know, of course, I know the writer. I know the creative team of that comic. And I also, well, here's another wrinkle to this. Like, I know that it's like my other comics. It's kind of a world, at least mostly, of karmic justice or moral justice. If you're kind of a good person, you're probably going to be okay. And if you're bad, you're probably going to get your comeuppance.
Exactly.
So, I like a universe of karma.
Yeah.
And
yang and yang. Well, of course, and if you guys were in that world, you'd all have amazing butts as well. So that's another plus.
Everyone would be super good looking.
Yeah. You don't have amazing butts right now.
Yeah, your butts are pretty sad. Sorry, guys. You gotta go to that world and have them fixed. We'll all have really good butts.
Yeah, notice he says you guys. He doesn't include himself. This guy. Listen to this guy.
Well, of course. I mean, as an artist, I'm my own model, so take that.
all the butts are drawn from life.
Yeah,
right.
I've got mirrors all around me in my studio that I use constantly. Can't turn around without seeing my own bum. Oh dear. So yeah, Tans, is there any possibility that you could possibly live in the world of Without Moonlight?
No.
At all? No. None.
Well, the biggest issue is that it's a historical webcomic. That means that it's literally 1940s Greece, and that's the one decade where you really do not want to be in Greece, not even in the summer.
It's in the crap, yeah.
Yeah, and although I do my best to offer karmic justice, because I do like karmic justice and I like justice in general, it is a realistic, like the characters are bound by the reality of that world as it was in reality, and with the forces that were at work at the time. So there is some karmic justice, but there is no real justice served in the most satisfactory way.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, like horrible things can and will happen to people no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And they will not always, like the perpetrators will not always get their comeuppance. Some will, absolutely. because we know that the Nazis are on the losing side, and there were a lot of things that happened that did, give some justice. But a lot of those that profited off that regime never got their comeuppance, and that is going to be a theme in Without Moonlight. So no, you don't want to live there.
Yeah.
Nobody does,
Although,
and definitely not me.
Without Moonlight is set in the real world in the past, so you could live in somewhere that wasn't affected by the world. You could live in Australia.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you live in Australia, if you live in some parts of India, like some very small parts of India, 1 second.
You could live in the United States.
Yeah,
Canada.
definitely. Even I would say, like, I would even venture, like, even Great Britain was better than Greece. Definitely. It never got occupied.
Yeah.
Never got invaded. So
got bombed pretty heavily, but it depends where you were.
Yeah, but even that was like Greece. You got the bombing, but you also got the occupation. In Britain, you just got the bombing, so it's a better deal.
But yeah, it's one of those things where basically your comic is centered on Greece during the World War, and it's it's a very bad situation. So yeah, it's not and Brave Resistance is the same. What's that?
Yeah, no. Verdant, on the other hand, is my world, completely my world, and so whatever bad happens, it's my fault, and also whatever good happens is also my fault.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of danger, a lot of injustices that happen and stuff, but there will be, and there is karmic justice in it. If you are a bad guy, that's not something you want to be in my world. Like you may have your fun, quote unquote, but it will not last for long. Let's put it that way.
Or not forever, or whatever.
Yeah, and like I don't want to spoil a lot of things because we're still in the beginning, but there is a divine sort of justice that is waiting to manifest. Let's put it that way. That is going to be hinging a lot on your actions.
Oh yeah.
Being very vague, but yeah.
Yeah, because there's exciting, godly kind of stuff happening.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, there is a lot of magic and stuff, so.
It's a pretty dark world all up, though.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is because it is a world that is, like we're starting this world with it being thrown completely off balance. And it is not a world that is doing well right now. Normally, if it were left alone and it didn't have all these evil things attacking it and whatever that means, then it would be a fairly interesting world to be in, if not a good world. But right now, it is a world under attack. It's not the way it should be.
Yeah, well, it was like it has been said so far, like by Marco Rossi, I think, that without something like interesting happening, then it's not a world you want to write about. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Although that's not necessarily true. I mean, because the scope of the world matters. Because then we have like typical Strange, where it is an interesting world, but the disasters and the doom isn't like worldwide, so the stakes are smaller, basically. Yeah.
Right.
So things going bad, it's only bad for the characters, not everything. So there's that.
Yeah. And
look
and
at
also,
oh, sorry.
Oh, go on. No, you go on.
Yeah, like look at crime shows like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Some innocent people suffer and get victimized by various people and various things, but mostly people are like they seal their fates with their decisions, and it is a world of morality, of sort of moral justice or karmic justice, very much so. Like you cross the line into evil, you will undo yourself eventually. Like Tense was saying, like you might have your fun, but it's not going to last. You know.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of terrible stuff happens, but there is a justice to that. I wouldn't mind living in those worlds.
Yeah. Because you do have a compass. And
Yeah.
in Verdant, if, for example, you are not the main character, and if you are, for example, a farmer or one of those um, like the commie that breed, like the ladies that breed the Jaspa, that are not main characters. You have a fairly peaceful life if you respect the world and and the rules of the world. You have a peaceful life, and it is plenty. Like we're gonna meet
Oh.
Ethan's parents at some point, and his family, because he does have a family. He's not the character that is an orphan. I wanted to go against that grain.
Yeah.
So he's not an orphan. He does have a family, and they are all farmers. It's not really a spoiler, so I can say that. And they are living a very blissful, peaceful life.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
So do they have? Is there
Basically,
magic
yeah.
in their lives at all? Is it like
They
totally
do,
not? Yeah.
they do, but not in a bombastic way like the witches. They expect the monks, which are like the commie, the knights that are also monks, basically,
Mm-hmm.
to come and bless the fields and protect from certain natural disasters and stuff like that. But beyond that, unless someone manifests magic and then the monks come again to take them, uh, nothing much happens. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
that means the big conflicts don't necessarily spread to everybody. They don't, like a world war kind of situation.
They do, in that eventually the crops aren't plentiful, or you get too many plagues or too many crop plagues
Mm.
that come and mar your livelihood, basically. But that would not be far beyond what you would expect a farmer's life to be.
Okay.
The problem is that, why is the world thrown off? Because now it is happening more and more frequently, and the populace is starting to notice, and that's why everyone is going to be really pressed to give them an answer and also solve the problem. Um,
Ouch.
we're
So the
gonna see
balance
this
is
now.
off. The cosmic
Yeah, the balance
balance.
is off. Yeah.
I get
So,
you. So, yeah. That means Verdant is like, we pencil it in as a world to live in. Maybe not.
Yeah, that's amazing.
it depends on how lucky you are, I guess.
Yes. You have to sort of be born into the right situation. Alright, well, we've got like an interesting little survey of our webcomics and, yeah, living in the world. What about some more movie franchises? Or, like, I don't know, bigger world comic? Like, I wouldn't want to live in any of the Marvel superhero universes because in those worlds, everybody seems to be expendable except for the superheroes. Like, civilians are meaningless in those worlds. You're just your props, basically.
I mean, there's some indication that they want to protect, the heroes want to protect people, and they can and everything. That's good, but No, that doesn't seem like a great place to be.
Yeah, the stories seem to all be based around veneration of the superheroes. Even though the superheroes want to protect people, you're basically there to be protected, you know? So that's your
And
job.
their clashes with each other can destroy things on a huge scale, and you have on top of their clashes with each other, you have villains and then you have Dormammu's out in space who can want to enslave the planet. It's like, nah, no
And
thanks.
even if you were one of the superheroes, which you possibly could be because there's so many, you have to deal with these things directly then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not so fun. So I'm definitely crossing every superhero world off my list.
Yeah.
Well,
And also there is like the sheer unpredictability. You cannot have a routine in those cities.
yeah,
So
exactly.
sure.
They wouldn't function anymore because the power is no longer with like the army or the police or something like that. It's with whoever seems to have the most magical superhero power at the time. So, yeah, not so fun.
The world of Superman, like the original movies and maybe the old comics, I don't know them that well, but the original Christopher Reeve movies, that seems okay. Pretty
Okay.
normal world. And anything little goes wrong, Superman can take care of it, and he does.
Yeah, and he does. Okay.
Even if you're like accident prone as Lois Lane. Sorry to interrupt again.
You're apologizing to me for interrupting because I was interrupting you. That's you're so Canadian, Baines. Oh my god.
That's pathetic, isn't it?
You're the best of us. Oh dear. Yeah, I agree with you. If you take Superman's world and you don't include all the rest of the DC stuff, just Christopher Reeve's Superman, or even who the other Reeves guy was, who the TV series.
George Reeves?
Yeah, that one. I used to watch
That's
that
before
Superman.
my time, but I'm sure it wasn't too bad. Yeah.
I love that Superman. Yeah, that again, pretty cool. If you only have one superhero in the world, fine, I'd live in that world. That's cool because the bad guys weren't that bad anyway. Like in the George Reeves Superman, they were pretty.
He's fighting cat burglars and
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's not so bad.
Counterfeiters and things, and in the world of like the Christopher Reeve Superman, it's Lex Luthor, but he's not really that bad. Lex Luthor, he's just really affecting Metropolis, not really everywhere else. So yeah, I live in that world. What about the world of like Batman, but not Batman as the comic-y Batman, but the TV series Batman. Na 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 Batman, Batman, Batman. You guys seen that one? No.
No, I mean it's a world where it's basically the lunatics are running the asylum, including Batman. So no.
Gotham doesn't seem to be that bad. Like it seems to be campy and fun.
I mean, this just the '60s TV show version.
Exactly, that one.
Yeah,
that one seems to be pretty cool. As long as you stayed out of the city.
On the ball, like the people are good-hearted, and they like the institutions hold together. And Batman sort of, if there's a real problem, Batman will go onto a boat out in the ocean and have a fist fight, and that'll solve whatever they're trying to do. It's like, yeah, that's not bad. More modern Batman? No way.
No.
That's way too scary. Yeah.
None of the modern Batmans. Not one. Not the version from what's his name? Burton. The Burton Batmans. That was a terrible world.
Yeah.
The
cool looking.
Schumacher? Is that the guy?
Joel Schumacher, yeah.
Still terrible world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful. And then
Nolan even worse somehow. I don't know how he managed.
And I don't know who these other ones. I've never bothered see any of them. With Matt Damon, I think.
Matt Damon.
Was that the one?
As Batman?
Yeah.
No. Oh, Ben Affleck played Batman.
Oh, Ben Affleck. That's the guy, yeah.
I forgot he even played him. Yeah, I've never seen those.
And then there's the Twilight guy in one of them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I can't comment. Never. But yeah.
I saw The Batman. It was pretty cool as a movie, but I wouldn't want to live there. No, it's another noir, scary world kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, Batman off the list. Christopher Reeves Superman on the list. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, any other big franchisey kind of worlds? So the Indiana Jones worlds? That's pretty popular.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You don't have to be on Indy's Adventures or whatever.
Well, I mean, from what we've seen of the world, there's a university where he lectures. I wouldn't mind going to the university. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Give him an apple at the end of the lecture.
Exactly. I can study under Professor Indy any day. That's cool. What, Pirates of the Caribbean? That's another one. That seems like a pretty fun world all up. I mean, there's the ghost pirates. They're not that great, but you know, you can deal with that. Pirates of the Caribbean would be sort of. That seems a pretty fun world all up.
It could be.
As long as you're not a pirate.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other big aliens? No.
Oh God, no.
Hard, no.
Like, yeah, not Aliens, not Blade Runner,
not Predator.
Predator. Right.
Police Academy. Yeah, I could live in that world.
Like a lot of like lawyer movies and stuff like that, where there are good people trying to do good things.
Yeah.
You know, even though bad things happen, they mean well, and it kind of like those are okay worlds. They're solid. They seem more solid than the actual world does sometimes these days.
Yeah, movies where the detectives and the cops go out of their way, pulling all-nighters to solve the case.
Yeah.
Those are great worlds.
Oh, I love these TV series that you watch where they have these police and detectives, and they don't go home, and even when they do go home, they're on call all night for solving these crimes.
Yeah.
You think, yeah,
These are heroes.
that doesn't happen in reality.
Yeah, those are not policemen. Those are basically priests. They are clerics on a calling.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I would live in those worlds, you know, because even though there are too many murders that happen, like way too many murders, they have people who care about them, and they get solved relatively quickly, and the bad people always get punished. So yeah, they're cool worlds to live in. I love them. All right, well, we should wrap it up now, because we're sort of like naturally getting to at the end. So yeah, interesting. I love the topic. Thank you very much, Takoyama, for this topic.
Yeah, great question. Great topic.
Excellent. All right. We'll wrap it up now. Thanks for listening to Quackcast number 794.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.